All right, okay, something new for today, bringing you massive value, as I would say, in a new type of way. So, a freelance developer quoted me five to $10,000 to build a system for my business. I built it myself in about 20 hours, just by talking to AI in plain English. And I'm not a developer. I posted the story online last week, and it blew up. One of the best posts I've ever done. Thousands of people saw it. CEOs were in there sharing their own builds, and the developers, well, some of the developers were not happy with me. And here's the thing, their pushback was actually good. Real questions: what happens when it breaks? Isn't that just a demo? Isn't your time worth more money too? So in this video, I'm going to show you the actual system running my business right now, and I'm going to answer the 5 hardest objections straight up. No dodging. Because a couple of them, honestly, they had a point. So let's get into it. All right, so here's the post. And the first 2 comments I got, people were basically just kind of like clowning on me, saying like, oh, you're never going to get any sales. You don't know what you're doing. And, I'm just so used to that my whole life. People telling me I'm not going to be able to do something, and then I prove them wrong. So basically, I'm just like cool about it. I just replied like, no big deal. I got to start somewhere. I'm still learning. Give thanks. Give thanks for the opportunity. Give thanks for life. Why should I be worried about that? So after that, more people started to tune in. More people started to actually like give some really valuable comments. And the thread filled up. The comments split into 2 groups. People asking real questions and people telling me what's impossible while I'm actually still here building it. Like I already built it and people are telling me it's impossible. So I mean, I'm just like, whatever. I'm used to it. I've had people doubting me, what I'm doing my whole life. I don't even argue anymore. I just keep building, and actions speak louder than words. I'll let the results speak for themselves. So basically, I have one database that runs the business. Everything is on the same database, just different schemas, different tables. And it goes from like the marketing to the actual app itself, all the analytics from the app, everything that comes through. And the more I build out, the more tables I will build onto that database. Research, pipelines, weekly boards, whatever's published, how did it do, customer experience, any kind of feedback, anything that would make sense that I want to get better over time that I would want to record. And multiple AI agents work inside it. It emails me the research. I approve everything. This is the system the quote was for. It's been running my business every single day since I built it. And, I just keep building one piece at a time as I go. You're looking at the live one right here, not a demo I made for this video. So, the design is pretty weak, but I mean, I'm the only one using it. So, I mean, design not being that high a priority when it's a tool that I use just for me. And, I've been an entrepreneur for about 15 years, 0 years as a developer. I described what my business needed, plain English, built it piece by piece, talking to Claude Code and Codex. So, the sharpest comment came from a CEO who's built and sold multiple companies. He spent 4 months rebuilding his own company with AI, a full month of that just on security testing. And that reminds me, I spent a full month on security testing on my first app, and it's ongoing. It's never like one thing and then it's done. His point was, you can't build scalable, sellable software in a weekend. What you have is a demo. Honestly, he's right. Here's the line that matters. An internal tool that runs my business is not the same as software you sell to customers. It's a different bar. Multi-user, payments, security audits, support. If I ever sell this thing, that's a whole different game. But here's what the quote was for. It was for this, an internal system. And for internal systems, for the tools that run your own business, that wall is gone. That's the part nobody can take back. So now I'm going into the second objection that I got. What happens when it breaks? I got this one like 5 different ways. It was cool until it breaks and corrupts your data. So I'm going to be straight up. It has broken. I don't design for it to never fail. I'm all about build fast, fail fast, and learn on the way. I design for failing cheap. Backups, an approval step before anything touches real data, and nothing critical runs without me seeing it. And when something does break, I fix it with the same tools that built it, usually the same day. The APIs have changed on me before, and I just fixed it by describing the fix. Even the best developers have things break. Nobody's perfect. Nothing is 100%. The difference isn't whether it breaks, it's whether you're stuck when it does. If you just give up. So the next objection was people saying that, I can't even read the code. The third one, and this is the smartest pushback I got. The skill wall didn't disappear, it moved. It used to be writing code, now it's reading it, knowing when something's wrong. I would say that's fair. That's like a fair criticism. And here's what I actually do about it. I stopped over planning. I built the first thing first, and then I have AI walk me through my own system like I'm brand new. The trading bot operating system that I recently built made almost no sense to me when it was done. So I asked, piece by piece, AI, how does it work? Things that I don't understand, explain to me. Now I get it. After building still counts as understanding. And every build, I'm reading this stuff better than the last one. That skill compounds too. The tools get better, I get better at using it, so the whole thing keeps getting better and better. The next objection that I got is that my time isn't free either. And I think people were trying to say that I thought that, that it was like the quote that I got was overpriced, so I just did it instead on my own. And basically, I didn't feel like the quote was overpriced. I don't know where they were coming up with that from. I just felt like, I want to build this. Like this is fun to me. I like building this stuff, and this is like solving my own problems, and I want to get better over time. So, that was a totally fair objection. My 20 hours, they're not free, but I'm going to do the real math. The quote was like 5 to 10,000. And I mean, that makes sense. That's before every change I need later. Like I said, nothing's ever done. It's going to be work over time. So software isn't a one-time purchase. My 20 hours, and I would have spent a big chunk of those 20 hours, just writing specs, rules, what I want for a freelancer. So that'd be a big part of that too. You can't just hand off a system you can't describe. But here's the part that actually matters. The second system cost me a weekend. The third one, less. When you rent the building, you pay every time. When you own the ability to build, it compounds. The next objection that I got, people saying that all AI coded products or services are just AI slop. So, AI builds do have a lot of bugs. And basically, a lot of them I find as I go. People build as fast as they can and never check anything sometimes. That's not what I do. AI builds it, AI audits it. My rule is that the AI audits its own work before anything ships. Different session, fresh eyes, find the problem. Then I look at what it found. The tool is never the difference, the habit is. I run AI, AI doesn't run I. Quality over quantity every time. And I want to say another thing too, because I don't want this to be taken the wrong way. This is not me versus developers. The same CEO told me that an engineer using AI gets 10 to 20 times more done. He's right about that. Everybody's ceiling went up. There's enough room for everybody in this. The developers who lean in are going to build things I can't imagine. And people like me, business people with 15 years of problems worth solving, I finally get to build too. Nobody has to lose here. One day, hopefully, I will get to the level of understanding as these longtime developers. And I already know, like, everything I build just keeps getting better and better over time. The more I build, the more I see what's possible. The more complex are the projects that I build, the better they get. The more I understand the build, the quicker it gets over time. You know, it's me taking the initiative to learn, me putting in the time, me actually like knowing what I'm doing, getting better. So here's the real takeaway, and it's not about the $10,000. For the first time, the person who understands the business can be the person who builds the system. You don't need permission anymore. You just need to understand your own problem. Start smaller and go. Listen, people are going to doubt you. Sometimes the people closest to you are going to doubt you the loudest. You don't need to win the argument. You got to start somewhere. So start and let the results do the talking. If you want the exact setup I use as a non-coder, it's all in my free starter kit. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. It's free. Go ahead and get it. And I want to know this in the comments. What's something you've been quoted for that you're now thinking you could build yourself? Tell me what it was and what they quoted you. I'm going to read every single one, give my own advice, my own feedback. So you know, give thanks every time. Life, health, and strength, the vibe coding, agentic orchestration, everything that's good, everything that's bad, it all comes together. It's all part of the plan. Just keep on building. Live the life you love the life you live, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.